If y'all want to book us to come to a party, your party gonna get paid. But one thing you gotta have for Miss Netta and Charles, and it was before all this other stuff happened. We're gonna have to have tied down security. Y'all none of my business. And that's another thing, the content creators, we're gonna have to stop telling y'all what we performing, where we going, what we gonna do. Cause y'all don't ever go and call and try to stop a blessing. I asked you what city and state are you in and what's the name of the place that you want us to meet. And they give me the address. And when I Google the address, just like I got one place to talk about a nightclub want me and Charles to come perform in. We Google the address, it's an empty vacant lot. And booking us and holding your position for the bookings, you're going to have to get in and you're going to have to pay your deposit and stuff to hold the date and all that other stuff. But
hey y'all, welcome back to the video. In today's video, we're going to get back into our phase, Miss Netta and Charles. Now, Miss Netta's talking about, oh, I'm done with bookings. And of course, you know, it's because a lot of people play in her email, her inbox. You know, she has a lot of haters and a lot of people that just want to see her fail. So they making fake bookings. Miss Netta, come to the club, but just an empty parking lot.
Emailing me like, hey, are you interested? I'm looking like, baby, they can leave it. I don't got time for that. I just press the delete button and keep it moving like, They need to stop. So I don't waste no time. And I can see the email, y'all all know that. You can see the email flash across your screen if you're watching your phone. Flash across your screen before you even go and tap on it to look at it. And sometimes I don't even look at it. If I see it and it don't look right, I'm like, okay. So, and then, like I say, that we do not, if social media people know the amount of money that they give us on these sites and stuff, they would know, and they can tell y'all, and they can stop talking about when Miss Netta broke and all of that. They know Miss Netta ain't hardly broke.
Now, for those of you guys who do not know, Miss Netta and Charles, they're a couple. They went viral because Miss Netta used to always cook her husband Charles some lunch. Have you ever heard the term, Charles, your lunch is ready? Yeah, that's how they went viral. But why they're hated because Miss Netta has said a lot of nasty things to her followers and just always bragging and flexing on her audience about how she's rich, they broke. She good. She got a paid off trailer. Like she own her trailer, and everybody else just living in the projects and just clapping on her audience. Some people be like, "Oh well, that's because her audience came for her first," and that is true. That's true. But you're gonna let somebody that you don't know trick you out your spot and mess up your money? No, that's not smart. But anyway, we got a lot to unpack, so let me do my disclaimer so we can get right into the video. Before we do all of that, I need everybody to stop what they're doing, like the video, and give me a comment so you can help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please. Disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged. Everything in this video is a personal opinion, strictly for entertainment. This video is protected under fair use. I don't know these people personally, so it's not a personal attack, and I didn't make this video to talk down on anyone. I just make great videos with my authentic opinion with no ill intent. If you are offended by anything in this video, I am not responsible for your emotions. I just make great videos with full backgrounds on celebrities, influencers, and reality TV stars. This is not a page, but I do keep with my internet homies, so let's get into it.
Y'all, it just, a lot of people mess up a lot of things for y'all. It was never nothing for extra income or nothing like that, because if that was the case, I'd still be stressing the issue. Like, oh, y'all come on, book us, and we done with it. We're not responding to no more emails or none of that. Then I was getting a bunch of emails with people saying a little crazy stuff. So I kind of like, okay, well, that's really going to make me shut the email down. But I don't even go and look at the emails anymore. So I'm sorry. So if y'all been sending me emails with bookings and stuff like that, you won't get a response. I'm done.
I feel like Miss Netta be super pressed for these bookings, and I feel like that's why she keep on getting a lot of fake ones. Personally, if I was Miss Netta, I would not mention it at all until it's booked. Like she said, deposit ready. Why are we speaking on stuff knowing that you've been through this time and time again? You're going to keep on going through the same stuff. Most of your audience, like I said, 90% of Miss Netta audience is hate watching. So of course they're going to call and get your stuff canceled. They don't want you making money, which is wrong, but it's the truth. They don't want her making money. And to me, Miss Netta is pressed for the booking. I think she got to figure out how to actually make her content better, and then people be reaching out to her, not the other way around, not you always being desperate and begging for the booking. And then keep on talking about, oh, I ain't pressed for no booking. I ain't pressed for no booking. You are pressed for a booking. You mentioned how much you want bookings, and this person booking me, and that person booking me, and it don't never be true. I think she just be lying.
I'm probably going to stop accepting bookings, because it's like, it get like bad. And like I said, we ain't that hard up and desperate for no money, but we just prefer the people that's interested be professional. Because when I respond back to their emails, I be very professional and very nice to them. Because y'all know Miss Netta can be a very asshole. And me being nice to them, it kind of put me in a different level. I'll be like, oh, Lord, maybe I should have cussed them out. But that ain't the professional way. But I don't know what to tell you. When they get too annoying for me, and I tell y'all that I'm not accepting any more bookings, then y'all know Miss Netta done had it. I don't got time for all that. Too much for me. And y'all just have to see me in y'all states at the store or something, because it ain't gonna happen. Because I have got a lot of emails with booking and stuff, but nobody paid a deposit.
I think Miss Netta is very silly because it's like, you know, most of the people that are watching you hate you. You talk about your haters all the daggone time, but you consistently keep on telling them everything that you are doing and it's telling them stuff prematurely. Like, it really should have took Miss Netta one time to get a fake booking and then stop telling people stuff until you know that the person is serious. You got at least half of your money, a portion of your money. You're going to get the rest after it's done. It should have only took one time. But insanity is keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again. And Miss Netta, you make yourself a target every single time.
None of my business. And that's another thing, these content creators, we're going to have to stop telling y'all what we performing, where we going, what we going to do. Because y'all don't do nothing but go and call and try to stop a blessing. That's why I told y'all, yes, I got a podcast. Who the podcast with, I ain't going to tell you. But probably the day of the podcast, then I'm going to let you know where I'm going to be at, who going to be interviewing us and everything. But other than that, no bookings. You would know nothing about no bookings. I tell all promoters, you do the flyers. You don't want me to post no flyer, because I post the flyer, them people gonna be calling y'all, playing on y'all phone, or y'all don't want none of all of that. If y'all want me there, y'all get me there. Me and Charles have started accepting bookings, club appearances. Well, that's booking. I'm just gonna say we done start accepting bookings now. You know, start off 2025. We are trying to see, do anyone wants, you know, is trying to book us for a New Year's Eve party or New Year's. We available on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We don't have anything planned. We really don't never do nothing New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We just stay in the house, and sometimes we make it to 12 o'clock and sometimes we don't. And so we just trying to see if anybody want to book us for New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. I put up flyers everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. That's it. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We put up the flyers. You can contact us by email. Not contact me, because that don't be me talking to y'all. I know the person that checks my emails and stuff, she's like, honey. She's like, people be trying to book you. And then when I ask them their prices or something like that, she said they'll come back and they're like, now that's why you ugly or something. You know, they be just coming over crazy stuff. And she's like, do them folks know that they're not talking to you, they talking to me? I was like, I don't know, you know, but I let y'all know, if y'all go in the email and y'all talking crazy, y'all will not be talking to me. Y'all will be talking to the person that do my check my bookings and stuff. So it won't be personally me.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I've never seen an influencer or a content creator begging for bookings like Miss Netta and Charles. We're not supposed to see that. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to email brands that you actually use, that you actually would like recommend or whatever. I'm not big on that anyway, because I feel like you know how like with Mr. Beast and like the honey thing or whatever, like you're gonna have to be responsible if that brand starts becoming just not being ethical anymore, like that your name is stamped on that. So like I'm not big on it. I feel like of course you should have multiple streams of income, but I feel like you should start your own thing. But Miss Netta talking about anybody that books them, they're going to have to pay for their security. And it's like, Miss Netta, it's not going to be a whole bunch of people in there anyway. Y'all will manage. Somebody say, why can't they provide their own security? I wouldn't trust nobody that I didn't book myself. And that's true, because Miss Netta, you do got a lot of haters. You would definitely want to book your own. But I definitely think it's distasteful doing it in a video. Like I said, sure, email them, of course, do that. But making it in a video, and that's Miss Netta is not the first influencer that I have seen doing it. And I just always thought it was like, that's a little weird.
If y'all want to book us to come to a party, your party gonna get paid. But one thing you gotta have for Miss Netta and Charles, and it was before all this other stuff happened. We're gonna have to have tie down security. We just got to have security because we got to have somebody to monitor the people that come around us on stage. We got to have people to monitor us when we taking these pictures with these people and stuff. And that's what the security is for. The security is not for to beat nobody up and to shoot nobody and all that stuff. It's just that this is what we have to monitor. What does everybody bum rush us? You can't bum rush us if we got security. But if we got security, they can control that. So it don't always be because we think somebody's going to kill or hurt us or harm us. It's that we want to have some type of control. And that's what the security people is for. To control the people that is there that wants to take the pictures with us. You know, form y'all a line. Get in a line. You know, y'all take it in and y'all get it and y'all go. You know, that's how it goes. So that's just how it goes. So we are still taking bookings. Interested in booking us and holding your position for the bookings, you're gonna have to get in and you're gonna have to pay your deposit and stuff to hold the date and all that other stuff. But regardless of not the fact of whatever, however people was looking at the situation, that Miss Netta and Charles, we about to get back on the road and we're about to do some tours. And yes, we do just only have 2 songs, but we got 2 songs just only now. So we are trying to do a lot of other things. We're doing promo for people that's out. That's we're gonna do promo and stuff out for y'all too. That's also where the email and stuff at. We're gonna do birthday shout outs and stuff. You know, just like I was telling the person that's working the page, is that we gonna be doing all of that. All of that is gonna be available for this summer. Well, actually not just this summer, but for now until then. So we are available for booking at majority days. We got some days open, but y'all make sure y'all go and make sure y'all hit that email.
Do be lying so much. I thought he said his team do all his bookings. Now he's saying he do bookings by looking at pages. Shaking my head. All he do is lie to get attention. No, for real. I think Miss Netta be lying about the bookings that she be getting too. Either that or most of her bookings just be fake. And it's like, yeah, you had that one song. I wouldn't even say 2 songs. You had one hot song. Get back in the studio and make another one. Because if not, what are the bookings for? Now, some people that have really no talent that we can like visually see, but they're super popular and people just love them and eat them up, right? Like a Jada Waiter. But that's not you, boo.
Let me tell you about this one particular booking I got. Might don't need to talk about it, but they contacted me Friday. Wanted me to come to the Dad Fest. And I'm looking like, wait a minute. How you gonna book me a day before or something? I was like, that don't sound right. But they had their page set it all up professional with the jazz thing and there and everything. I'm just feeling like, oh my God. I was like, it might be true because if the page looked professional. I looked it up. The dates and all that stuff matched there. Because I do that. I don't just sit there and say, oh, I'm going to type back to them or whatever without checking them and see what's going on. Because I got to check them first. And if not legit, then I won't even respond back to them. But I don't got time for that. So I looked them up and stuff. And then the date was matched up and everything. I'm like, well, there might be some real people. Well, I called them and I was like, okay, well, are y'all deposit ready and all that other stuff? Then they contacted me back the next day. And they was like, well, since you so... It was like, you so very unprofessional. You keep talking about money. And you're not trying to sign no contract yet. And what else they said? And we just found out that you went on social media and you talked about black women. And we found out that you called somebody a B or stuff. I'm like, okay, all right then. Well, let me just go ahead and delete that text.
Miss Netta said that it was a podcast that wanted her on there, and obviously, they was gonna pay her or whatever. Personally, I didn't think you get paid for podcasts. It's not an interview. Y'all just on there chatting. It's for you to get exposure. That was my understanding. Like you will see people going to different podcasts like Social Proof, right? Because what you know is that, okay, they about to sell something. They about to sell a book. They about to sell a course. They about to sell a seminar. It was my understanding you don't get paid for that. It's just so you can promote yourself. Now, an interview, that's something different. So you can just tell Miss Netta's money hungry. I don't feel like it's nothing wrong to be driven by money, but it's like when you so hungry for it, like I feel like I said this in the beginning of the video. When you always constantly chasing for something, it's always going to be running away from you. Chill, relax, attract. I believe the podcast and the cook-off was a lie. Of course it was. That's exactly what I think because it's always an excuse. I just believe it was a lie just to give us. To be honest with you, I feel like it was a lie, but not on Miss Netta part. I feel like she is just too gullible. Like Miss Netta's too gullible. Like you have to understand these bookings are fake. Miss Netta not doing nothing right now for somebody to want to book her. Like what are you offering? that's the real tea. What are you offering right now? You can get booked being controversial, right? But it's like you had to be bringing in millions of views. Miss Netta get good views, but I don't feel like good enough for someone that wanted to be paying her $1,000 to book her.
Somebody want to know if I'm still going to the podcast and the cook-off. Well, nobody was deposit ready. And I have a couple of bookings. And I think I'm going to take those couple of bookings and I think I'm going to run with it. The bookings are going where, I don't know who it is. I'm not going to point a finger on no one. But the bookings are going where somebody is sending somebody to my email trying to do bookings. And they wind up to be fake. They fake bookings. So I kind of like stopped answering the emails and stuff with the bookings for the certain cities, if y'all know what I mean.
All right, y'all. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think Miss Netta is lying about these bookings, or do you think people are just playing on Miss Netta's email? Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I think it's a bit of both. I do think Miss Netta's lying about some of these bookings. I mean, we know she's lying because she says a podcast and what she say, cook-off. She tried to say cook-off was a booking. No, it's not. It's you being a contestant in a cook-off. But I love a good receipt. I have never seen Miss Netta showing no receipts. Now, of course, we do know she used to have sponsorships. Like she had one with the plastic surgery, and then I think one at like a funeral home or something like that, which it just was not aligned. Your integrity is everything. Get the sponsorship, but just make sure that they align and that, you know, like they wouldn't mess up your name and mess up your brand for one sponsorship. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I will talk to y'all tomorrow, maybe. I'm still on vacation, so we will see.